Welcome to the Shakeback podcast. My name is Joey, and we're going to touch on a few topics today concerning recovery, what it was like in our recovery, what it was like before recovery, and what took us to get here. We're going to open up with the serenity prayer. God,
grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change,
courage to change
the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Anybody got any questions they would like to ask us?
Yeah, LB, I am an alcoholic and addict. The voice of reason, and like my brother said, we're gonna touch bases on a lot of strength, hope, and experience. We're gonna let you know how we got to this point. We're gonna let you know what we're doing to keep it going, and we're gonna have a lit show, man. It's gonna be lit, man. Been a long time coming, not Joe?
Hell yeah, most definitely, bro. It was definitely a journey to get hit. Started off in Rayville recovery. Working there is where I started off when I left out of treatment from Palmetto. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't think that I was gonna make it. You know, like I had thoughts about leaving a few times, not having the money, not having a vehicle, transportation to move around, but like I just kept my feet and I bought into the program. Like what these people were selling, I ended up buying, and it was a great experience for me. And now we here, it was a long time coming. I remember when LB first started this journey with this recovery program podcast, and he lost hope a few times, but that's what we here for. That's what this circle is here for, to constantly help each other grow and give each other that motivation, that inspiration to keep us going, to encourage one another, and now we here, and it has been a long time coming,
man. That's a good point, man. I'm trying not to get emotional because, I got discouraged a few times, man. And if I didn't have this fellowship to lean on, man, I don't know what my thinking would be right now, man. Because, when I walked through them doors, man, what it was, April 22nd, you was the first one I seen. And you know what, bro, you told me, fix my face. You going to be all right. I got you. And you ain't left my side since, bro.
Yeah,
and we've been walking it out together. And the motivation you gave me really helped me grow. Couldn't you know what? Just going through the program, learning things about myself, I got discouraged from measuring my success to other people's podcasts. But you know what? Ain't nobody gonna pop it off like we gonna pop it off. Not the Shakeback. Not the Shakeback. So I met a lot of good people. I'm still meeting a lot of good people on this journey. God placing a lot of positive, healthy people in my life. And I'm thankful for it, man. I'm thankful for it. How we gonna pop this off, baby? We've been waiting on this time, baby.
To say one thing, man. Speaking about like being able to lean on people in the program, it's crazy how God ordains things, because the person that helped me when I first came through this program is actually sitting in here, Mike G.
Shout out Mike G.
Shout out Mike G. And Mike, the one who while I was in treatment, this is when I was smoking cigarettes, man. Mike would help me. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike would help me where I would fall short at. And then when I got out of treatment, and I had to do day treatment, I was like, how am I gonna get to and from treatment? To go to day treatment. And Mike was one of those people who was willing to sacrifice and either leave home early to come pick me up on his way to work and drop me off, and not to mention buy me lunch too, so that I'm grateful for that. Like the people that you meet in recovery is in my opinion some of the best people you have in this world, bro. We're so open-minded and caring and compassionate, and and moving with integrity, and just having that good sense of direction and placing our feelings in the other people and viewing it like, all right, I can help that person. I don't have a problem helping that person. Like that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm obligated to do that. It's part of me, of who I'm becoming. It's a direct reflection of who I want to be. So let me go ahead and extend that hand and help that person. It's crazy that I was only giving you something that was freely given to me, which was that hand. So hell yeah.
That's a good point you made, man. Mike G, another one of my people, man. He actually got me out this shell I was in, man, with actually writing my street poetry, and got me to reach out to Hallmark so I could get my work published in cards, man, because, that's not cool in the trap.
Right.
Yeah, that's not cool, man. Writing poetry.
Yeah.
You know, you're soft, but you know, I was portraying an image that I wasn't me, man. I wasn't raised like that, man. Portraying a street gangster who trying to hold up an image, man. Had a lot of intimidation tactics, but I was crying out for help on the inside, man. Living through fear, man. Trying to find identity through material things of the world, man. Oh, I was sick. You know that.
Yeah, we still suffer with some of those character defects.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm starting to see my character defects is not a defect until I use it for negativity, and that's part of my biggest assets today. Cause you know my story is my shame now. My mess is my message.
Yeah.
So you know, man, it's awesome to see how far you done came, man.
Yeah,
man. We done made newspapers. You can actually Google our name and find some interesting stories.
Yeah.
Everything we go put on this camera is gonna be authentic, no scripts, man. All from the heart. True stories, man. I can see Mike G in the house. We got Brett Birch in the house. We got Ryan Zimmerman. We got Miss Caitlin Brown, and we have Miss Sierra Wireless. Our support team. You know, thank y'all for showing up and showing out. Man, it's all God awesome, man. This is all God's work, man. God is in the restoration business, man. Cause what? Almost 2 years ago and almost a year ago, man.
It was definitely broken, man. A little backstory on me, I showed up to treatment on the Medicaid van because I didn't have a vehicle. I turned down every relationship in my life, you know, and I showed up that broken, defeated. Third time going to treatment in a 9-month span. And when I walked in there, they asked me, like, what I'm going to do different. And my counselor told me this is the best answer I could have given. And it wasn't me trying to give that answer. That's just what it was. I'm like, I don't know. Y'all tell me what to do. You know, and after staying in treatment for so long, they suggested that I go to sober living. And I took the suggestion. They suggest I find a humbling job. I took that suggestion. They suggest that I work with other addicts and alcoholics. I took that suggestion. And I think it's just taking the suggestion, suggested of, you know, because like and it's a cliche thing, but they say self can't see self in this program, and that's true. You know, that's very true. But at the same time, like, if I don't acknowledge some of the things that keep me sick, then I can't fix it. You know, and that's just being open-minded to what people have to say at times. Like, I have to be able to self-reflect. That's one of the things in personal development, character development. One of the things I have to do is be open-minded and always be teachable. Because if I know everything, then I'm not teachable. You know, I can't learn anything new. So I think just having that in my toolbox in order to constantly grow is going to tread me constantly in the right direction. But yeah, man, it was a humbling feeling, man, coming in and walking like I'm way in Rayville.
Yeah, where is it?
Northern Louisiana, man. Ain't nothing out here.
I heard that's close to Monroe up there.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, that's where we at, huh?
You know, and a lot of people choose to go to the big cities when they leave from treatment, like a Monroe or Shreveport or Baton Rouge, Lake Charles, Lafayette. Like, people choose to go to those areas, but I found in a small area like this where it's slow and I can control that pace and keep up with that slowness, I think for me, a spiraling addict like myself is good. I need to be bored all the time. That way I can constantly work on myself and I can actually see what's going on around me instead of moving in a fast-paced area, you know? So, yeah, Rayville has definitely changed my life. Done some wonderful things for me. I met some beautiful people here, you know, and, yeah, constantly growing here, man. Rayville is the spot for recovery for me. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I could relate. I could relate because guess what? Anything going on too fast, guess what? LB want to touch it. Yeah, LB want to touch it, manipulate it so it could fit him. And that's not what it is, man. Then, you know, that's a suggestion I had to take from old Mike G, man. Shout out Mike G, baby. Everything he suggested, I was game. You know, I came on a federal indictment, and Mike took the time to write up an exit plan, and the courts adopted my exit plan. And I still follow it to the T. And it's working for me. I actually ran into my PO at a local store around here. And you know what, bruh, she hugged me and said how proud of me she was. And you know the only dealings I had with them was handcuffs. So you know, God is definitely working, man, and yeah, because when I showed up to treatment, I didn't believe in nothing. I didn't believe in nothing. I lost my way from God. That self-will. That self-will and that line manipulating, that one-upping people, man. It had me stuck in a hole where I didn't know how to get out. I was ready to stop. I didn't know how. The only thing stopped me is penitentiary and probation. And probation didn't even stop me. I kept going, sick in the head, thinking I'm outsmarting the police. Yeah, man, that's what it do, though. But this is why I wanted to start this podcast for people who don't know that it's help. There's help out there's another way. Yeah. But you gotta want it, though.
Yeah, most
you gotta want it. That change, you gotta want it.
Yeah, they say our best thinking got us here. You know, and that's true. Like me thinking that I can think my way out of every situation. Like I got the smartest idea for the stupidest plan.
Message.
You know what I'm saying? Like
message.
So it's crazy, brother, the way things work and how it unfold. And they talk about these nights that promise how things will start to unveil in your life. And people, not only will God in this program remove people from your life, but also place people in your life too. Because there was a lot of relationships.
Come on.
With people that I couldn't break myself because of that fear of how somebody might view me. But what this program did was it was able to distance me from those same type of people. And it's no hard feelings or anything like that. But like, man, you never know how much you and somebody don't have in common until you get yourself together. They say it's lonely at the top, and that's a true statement, man. Like once you start to elevate, you start to see people fall by the wayside because they just not on that, you know, on that trajectory that you on, you know. And I found out that me and a lot of people who I grew up with that I've been known forever really didn't have anything in common at all. Like once I embrace the person that I am today and I stand in that light and then I view that person for who he really is and I look back, like we didn't have anything in common. We didn't, except for all the negativity, the streets, stealing, the drugging, fighting, going to war, jails. You know, and that's another thing. We touched on that last night. Like jails, institutions, asylums, sanctuaries, psych wards, that's a given for us in recovery. That this will end in death if I don't keep myself together. If I don't refrain from drugs and alcohol, I will die. That I know. You know, so I have to constantly be plugged in. Like, and I'm gonna just give y'all a little backstory on what happened about a month ago.
Check him out now.
This is me practicing it, but I ain't been to a meeting in over a month because I'm working at these 2 recovery centers, and I feel that, well, you know, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I shouldn't have to go to a meeting. Like I'm working my program, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Here I am thinking I'm bigger than the program.
You got it figured out.
I got it figured out. And it's like you miss a week and you notice. You miss 2 weeks and people notice. You miss 3-4 weeks, you start to feel it.
Watch it now.
You know, and I felt that, not that I was going to use, but I just felt that I wasn't connected like I once was.
Disconnection.
And it's crazy how that works, man. It's crazy how that works. So it's just a blessing to be able to come to these rooms, you know, that's open and being able to be transparent and be very vulnerable and embrace that good side of yourself, that positive side, because that's the person who drives them.
How much it costs to get in there?
Nothing. It's free.
And what's the guarantee they give you?
Sobriety.
To save your life.
Yeah, most definitely.
To save your life.
Yeah, most definitely. And a lot of people confuse sobriety with recovery. See, sobriety is just your day's number. That's your sober day.
Come on now.
That's all sobriety is. Recovery is what you do to keep yourself sober. You know, me practicing those principles, me helping other addicts and alcoholics, me coming to meetings, me being open-minded, me being transparent and moving with integrity, me handling my business, me having that spiritual connection with my higher power. That's recovery. Sobriety is just the day's number. I've been clean. I've been sober for 30 days. Yeah, but what have I been doing?
Ain't no more running in place.
Ain't no more running in place. You can't confuse movement with progress.
Oh, watching now bars.
Yeah, you confuse movement with progress. You know, I can get on the treadmill and run all day and don't go nowhere. It's movement. So
bars.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
Let me pick them Jews up and put them in my box.
Yeah, most definitely. Look, we had a whole man in our house, man. Mr. Ray.
Rick, I can't say his last name because this is anonymous program.
It's anonymous program.
But you know, shout out Ray.
Shout out Mr. Ray.
Yeah, with them pants. Them hard leather pants, baby.
Mr. Ray used to always tell me, he was like, play for a coach who ain't never lost a game. He said, my coach is God, and he ain't never lost a game. Suit up every morning with him, you ain't gonna never lose.
Come on now.
You know, and that stuck with me. And it's true, man. Like getting that 12th step, having had that spiritual awakening as a result of these steps. Keyword, as a result. Meaning after me working those 11 steps, as a result of these steps, I try to carry the message to other addicts and alcoholics and practice those principles in all my affairs. Now, what does that mean? All my affairs? My spiritual life, my personal life, my business life, my social life, my home life.
Watch it now.
Yeah, every aspect. You know, I got to make sure that I carry those tools and what I learned in those 12 steps in every area of my life to keep myself going. Because as addicts, we are not normal people. We are abnormal.
Okay. Anybody got a fire extinguisher? Because my brother done caught fire, baby. Real rap, man. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him. Keep going, brother. Give it to him, man.
And it took me a minute to get here. You know, 19 months, maybe 20 months that I've been sober. And I wouldn't trade my brokest days for my richest days in recovery. You know, I just wouldn't. Like, all the money that I used to make and what I used to do for a living, like, I wouldn't trade it for the peace of mind that I got today. Like, I remember me standing in that White House right there in Rayville and walking to San Miguel to a Mexican restaurant, making $8.25 an hour to wash dishes. And if you ask people back home or people that I know, like, you know, they'll be like, dang, not Joe.
Not Joe.
Yeah, but that's me humbling myself, knowing that I have to go through this in order to get where I need to get at in life. Like, I have to learn to humble myself. So,
a quick question. How about for the newcomer, the one who want to try sobriety but don't know where to start? You know, because we all at a starting point now. They at a time, but you know, how you think? You know, how did you start to find your way? I know you had to buy into the program.
Yeah, most definitely. And instead of just complying, I started to surrender. Like it was my third time. So I went to treatment 3 times in 9 months. In a 9-month span, I went to treatment 3 times in 9 months. And the third time that I went there, instead of just complying with the rules, I started to surrender. So I started, and surrendering comes from cognitive behavior. How I view things is how I process that information. So, like, I don't get to go to a meeting at 6:30. Well, I don't have to go to a meeting at 6:30. I get to go. I don't have to go to small group. I get to go. I don't have to go to church on Sunday. I get to go. It's all about how you view it. You know, and that get to go is me having the opportunity to do that, because a lot of addicts and alcoholics, when they come in here, some of us die. Some of us go out there and we need more experience. So just me being grateful and humbling myself in a complying versus surrender. They got the assignment, man. Instead of complying, surrender all the way and invest in yourself. You know, if you're afraid to go to treatment, or you're afraid of what people gonna think, or what, like, someone's opinion shouldn't hold no bearing on your life. So how you view me should hold no bearing on how I move. I'm not gonna allow that to dictate how I move. Like, this is who I am. You either accept me for who I am or you don't. But it doesn't matter, because I know that what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you out there and you struggling with alcohol, drugs, my suggestion is call out for help. Like, and we are here to help. You know, and pick up the phone, man, and you'll be amazed before you're halfway there. You'll find a new freedom, man.
Another one. Don't leave before the miracle happens. Guess what, Joe? I ain't leaving after the miracle happens.
I hear that.
They keep happening. It ain't gonna stop.
Yeah.
I don't look toward, you know what? It ain't working out for me, man. Something gonna go wrong. It's too good. I'm gonna mess it up. And guess what? Well, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
What's the next big thing, man?
Yeah.
As long as I could stay out of LBWA, God gonna show up, man. God been showing up, huh? Hey, we see in the house, you know, we in sober living. Guess what? Man, God don't play about us, baby. He pulling up, man.
Yeah, he showed up.
You know, and for the newcomer, man, I remember them days. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, but my brother didn't leave my side.
Yeah, man.
Steady meditating, praying, reading literature, coming to the meeting, helping others. 5 key essential things that have to happen, man. If you're doing them 5, man, you're gonna be all right working with a sponsor. You know, I just went to the AA convention yesterday, man. Over 450 people, man. And it was the experience, man. It was the experience, man, just to see everybody on the same playing field. Nobody trying to outdo each other. Every like-minded people, man. Everybody just want to stay sober. Yeah. All my life, I've been searching to be part of something, man. And it was always the wrong thing. Every time I try to think myself out of something, the only reward I get is more time. And getting that waking up at 4:30, getting that old black-eyed pea pudding and grits tree. Ooh, remember them days, bro? Man. It been some long, hard days, man. Acquire all kind of material things to spend on eternities and honey buns. Yeah, man, we giving it to you born gristle, man. This what it is, man. Yeah. Ain't no gram like the program that is. That's how I'm pulling up. That's how I'm pulling up, bro. Yeah, we don't know nothing else. Yeah. We don't know nothing else, man. Recovery.
And see the way that, and that's crazy that he said that because he's talking about those blessings that he done got since he's been in recovery. And this is only a year in. Now imagine 5 years.
How long it been?
A year.
Ooh, a day at a time.
One day at a time. Sometimes you have to take it a minute or an hour at a time. However it works for you, work it, you know. And we understand something like how blessings work. They don't stop me.
They flow through me.
Am I being used or am I being utilized? Huh?
Well, we just talked about that.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah, utilize me. If I'm in your life, utilize me. Don't take advantage of me, but utilize me. Yeah. Ain't no room in my life for you just to be there without no kind of function. That don't make sense.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, life passing by, man. Yeah. Life passing by, baby. Man, man, I feel good. We've been waiting on this.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time coming. He wanted to air 2 months ago.
With a bed sheet.
With a bed sheet.
You know what I'm saying?
He was ready. He was ready, but he had the motivation. You know, he had the motivation, bro. He had the motivation to do it. And look, now we here, you know, and this is yours. You know what I'm saying? It's your baby, so you got to treat it like that. That's what they talk about, being grateful. See, God going to drop things on you, bro, a little bit at a time, just to see what you're going to do with it. That way, when he really drop it on you, you're going to be grateful. You're going to know how to move with that. You're going to hold that close to your heart. You're going to take care of it. Can't nothing beat the working man. You know what I'm saying? Because you understood what it took to get what you got. So you're going to cherish that, you know? So,
a little something on my story, you know, on this Fed case, Joe, I lost $884,000. But look, the crazy thing, I spent $500 of it and I'm broke. I got to recover them $500. It's just sick, man. The going through pain and not having the emotion or tied to it, forgetting everything I done been through, going to jail for some years, going to penitentiary. In 48 hours, I'm back in the mix, not having that emotional tie to thing, just forgetting about I was working, picking up trash for them people for free for a peanut butter sandwich, hoping they give me another one.
And, gotta search.
And look, and they gotta search me because I'm trying to bring a peanut butter bag. What's wrong? I think we could relate in here, a couple of us, them old peanut butter sandwiches with that old apple, them no-name brand chips. Yeah, we could relate. We used to work hard, be waiting to go out there, detail call, ready to go out there.
Yeah, man.
Didn't want to complain. Ain't no complaining today, man. Yeah. Grateful, humbleness, humility, tolerance, patience. Ooh, what's that last one?
Patience.
It's a process. It's a process, baby. Everything. You know what? I don't know what I couldn't see, but every species in life will go through a process. All the experiences I had with process, the court system, it's a process. Hey, you go on the court, don't see nobody. Set you off. I'm tired of putting my life in them people's hands, man. Not knowing what's going to go on. Yeah, man, I'm thankful today, man. Thankful, very thankful, humble.
That's being worthy, man. Knowing that you work more than what, you know, we used to be worth. You know,
come on,
having
man.
some self-worth about ourselves.
Always being a liability.
Yeah.
The topic of a family discussion for Thanksgiving. Where LB at? Where you think he at? He locked up again. No turkey.
That's bad, man. It get bad, bro.
Yeah, it get bad.
It get bad, bro.
Look, I done accepted that mind frame. I'm a criminal. I'm a dying penitentiary. Just the cycle, the sick thought, like this would come with life. This is all I'm deserving of.
Right.
You know, and man, I'm so thankful for having that psychic mind change, man, and that led to my spiritual awakening. But you know, I had to be beaten to submission. My rock bottom, man.
Yeah.
My rock bottom, I was broke, just disgusted with myself, man. Like, this what you gonna do with your life? Your kids hollering where my dad at. I want to send them a picture on an envelope thinking that's good from penitentiary. They want me there, Joe.
No.
I'm there. I ain't going nowhere. Ain't no going back, man.
And I think in recovery, when a lot of us, when we first get sober, and I know I struggled with it too, our financial situation, I think that it's not just people in recovery, but people in general. I think we bind ourselves to so much what's going on in the outside world. Everything stems from a financial situation. Because when I got to sober living, yeah, Mike G helped me out, and he did pay my rent up for a month for me. But it's like, I'm still pressed for money. I think I need money. I think I need money to handle everything in my life. Like, if I just had $1 million, everything in my life would be okay. And I had to come to a realization that money isn't everything. And it's not that I don't work hard enough for it, or that I don't deserve it, or that I got 2 jobs and I shouldn't have it. It's that God don't see fit. It's just that simple. Like, if I'm supposed to have a vehicle and a paid house right now and 2 successful businesses running, if I think that I deserve that right now, and if God seen fit, he would put that in my life. That's what I would have right now. Obviously, there's some things that I need to work on in my life in order to get that before he give that to me. You know, and I think when we start approaching things from the mindset of a spirituality mindset versus these intangible things in the world, then we view it from a different spectrum. But yeah, I definitely did that when I first got to sober living, and even in treatment, man. Like, I was like, I need to have this, I need to have that, I need to do this, I need to do that. You don't need none of that.
Nothing. But you know what, man? And this comes from you, man. Less is more.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because guess what? Because the more I have, the more I want.
Yeah.
I'm never satisfied.
Yeah.
I want the new thing. I want the new toy.
Yeah.
You know, but just embracing, man, that's not the way to think and be, man. It don't even matter, man. You know, we always talk about this quote, man. Denzel said, you know, never see a U-Haul behind a hearse, man. Yeah, you can't take none of it with you, man.
You sure can.
Nah, man. Yeah, that's some good valid points, man.
Yeah, most definitely. But recovery, for me, in my journey and where I'm at right now, I just gotta constantly stay focused. And how Jeremy used to say, keyed up is what Jeremy used to say. Jeremy used to say keyed up all the time, and it's true, bro. Like, I gotta remain humble. I gotta remain teachable. I gotta stay focused. I gotta move with integrity. A lot of things gonna rub me wrong. It's gonna ruffle my feathers. But I gotta remember that I came through those doors like that too. You know what I'm saying? So be caring, be kind, have compassion. Show that.
Yeah, because what's our number one offender?
Resentments.
Ooh,
Yeah,
resentment will break your back.
Yeah, it most definitely will.
It will break your back.
Resentments build up quick, man. Like, you know, and that's from, I guess, it's a lack of transparency a lot of times. That's what it stems from. But it also stems from people feeling that they obligated or they have the right to know, you know, when necessarily you don't. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, not only it is what it is, but guess what? We got to get down to causes and conditions.
Yeah.
You know, like, what's the root, man?
Me, I know I'm the problem. You know, I'm the problem, but this program is the answer. You know, like we always say in the means, like, drugs and alcohol only mentioned in the first step, first part of the first step. The other 11 and a half steps don't mention drugs or alcohol at all. It's talking about God, your higher power, whatever your choosing is, making amends with others, and getting yourself together. That's what this program is about. It's about a personality change. I can remove drugs and alcohol from the streets, alcohol from the stores. Guess what? I'm going to still lie, kind, manipulate, leverage, and steal from people.
You going to do what?
Steal.
Watch it now.
Yeah, I'm going to still have all these
You heard him, man.
So it takes a personality change, a new becoming, a new person. That's what it takes in order to work this program. And once you get that, it's a beautiful feeling. I'm telling you. Like it's like you always on cloud now. Like I be having bad moments, but we always say don't let it turn into a bad day. So something might irritate me or piss me off right then and there, but then I have to reflect and be like, all right, you know what? Can't let this determine my day. Make sure you make your bed. Make your bed. Get up in the morning, make your bed, bro. Pray, meditate, and do what you gotta do, bro. And gas up. You got an unlimited supply up there. Tap in with God. You know, fuel up every morning. Cost you nothing. Cost you nothing to pray. You know what I'm saying? It costs you nothing to pray. And once you do that, man, and then you kick off your day like that. Take every win, huh?
We coming for all the W's.
All the W's,
no matter how small it is, we coming for all the W's.
Take all the W's. Try not to take a L in life, no matter what it is. You know?
But you know what? Are we really taking an L? I mean, because once you have that mindset change, what I can learn from the situation. So, you know, how I look at it, you know, I'm always winning. Ain't no more L's. You know what I can learn from it. What you think about working with a sponsor?
Yeah, me being a sponsor.
Yeah, I mean, we talking about you, your personal insight.
Yeah, me personally, I could have been sponsored 6-7 months ago. I choose not to sponsor a sponsee because I feel like I'll be doing them a disservice because for one, I don't have a lot of time to give that person, and for two, I still got some character defects that I need to work on. You know, I still got some personal development that needs to happen within me, and I can't give somebody some advice knowing that I'm not working it the way that I'm supposed to. I just say it feels wrong, and yeah, I may handicap myself and use that as an excuse, but it's true. Like
one more for you. What you think about is this reliable information as far as addict behavior that's a scapegoat?
For what?
For any situation, this addict behavior as a scapegoat. What you think about that one? Because that's something we always hear in different rooms and meetings. Addict behavior. Am I really working on it, or I just choose to do this? Bars, drop them.
Yeah, I think it all. We don't know what's going on in somebody's mind or in their heart. So, like, we can talk about the action all day of what we see, but do we really know the intent? No. I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, because I know I try my best when working with people. Like, people have a hard time calling me out on my stuff. You know, because of how I hold myself to a certain standard or whatever. So people be like, nah, I ain't gonna mess with Joe or whatever. Except with the exception of Kev would do it. Hearing that.
And then I know I just tried to not correct my brother, but this how we joke and get along, man. You know, like we not in this to be. You know, like, man, it's fun, man. Sobriety fun, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's fun because, you know, and you know, self can't see self. You know, and the topics we have in our house, man. Because, you know, even when we not at a meeting, we at a meeting. We constantly doing FCC's fear, care, and concern. And one thing I couldn't see about myself was I still wanted to attach myself to that lifestyle by still being transactional. You know, these the kind of conversations we gonna have on this podcast, man.
Yeah, Larry was very transactional when he came to
LB, the voice of reason.
Yeah, the voice of reason was very transactional when he came to the house. I used to constantly, but he's been working on it. It's progress, not perfection. So he's been working on it, you know, like but he was very, very transactional, always feeling that it has to be a tit for tat, and it don't have to be that. You know, it really don't, man. Like once you start to walk in that walk the way that you're supposed to, like God gonna provide everything that you need. May not be everything that you want, but everything that you need. I want a good paying job that pay $100,000 a year. I got me a good job that pays my bills. I want certain things in life to happen, but God is guiding my steps. I have to walk in His will. I have to know that. And not only know that, but I have to believe that. Because if I don't believe it, faith without works is dead.
Definitely.
You know, faith. And who said that? Steve Harvey. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, but not yet seen. So, like, if it's just knowing that it's there. It's knowing that it's there. It's knowing that it's achievable. I have to believe it wholeheartedly, and then act on it. You have to do it in the action chapter. What that is, chapter 5, chapter 6, in the action. I have to do a little.
Chapter 5.
I have to do something. I have to do more in order to get some things in life. I just have to. I have to make some personal sacrifice. There's some things I'm gonna have to let go, and I understand that. So.
Yeah. Anybody got a fire extinguisher? Because he's on fire. Any questions? I mean, we got people in here that care about us and supporting us. We got any questions? Oh, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Mr. Zimmerman.
What is the program? I haven't got into the program.
The what?
The program. When he's speaking on the program,
what is the program?
Talking about the AA program? All right, so look, so you got the circle and the triangle. All right, so the triangle stands for unity, service, and recovery. That's what we do. The circle is the group. That's us. You have to utilize, and let me say this again, you have to utilize that circle. I have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to be able to be sociable with y'all. And it doesn't have to be transactional, but sometimes we make it transactional, but I have to be able to utilize that circle in order for us to grow. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, unity, service, and recovery. That's what that triangle stands for. And the circle around the triangle, and it's a whole. It's a whole. That circle is us. And that means that we surround ourselves with unity, us together, uniting as one. Service, the work we do with others. And recovery, our actions, the integrity, the responsibility, the acceptance, the open-mindedness, the willingness, the encouraging, the inspiration, everything that we do on the daily. That's what matters, So, yeah.
Is there a specific thing you want to know about the program? Yeah, but that's good because some people isn't, I guess, intimidated or they don't understand the dialect of it. Because and I know what I learned in this program. I guess they'd be referred to as old timers with the basic 1935 delivery. This is where we come in with the basic textbook with a new age delivery. We could translate it better. And it comes from experience and relating, But that was a good question, Mr. Ryan Zimmerman, head security.
And I hear it all the time in these treatment facilities when people first come in. I'm only here for 28 days.
How many?
I'm only here for 28.
28, and that's not recovery. That's separation. Yeah, that's discovery.
And it's discovery. A lot of people thinking treatment is recovery, and it's discovery. That's finding out I got a problem. Recovery is on the outside, the things that I do to take myself to the next level and continue to be sober. That's recovery. But they come into these facilities, a lot of people, and I was one of them, I can relate. I was one of them my first time going through treatment. I'm like, I'm only here for 3-4 weeks or whatever. And I put a cap on myself. Because what can I actually learn in 28 days if I'm not trying to learn anything anyway? All I'm worried about is my discharge date. I have to be willing to make the person. What's 1 year for the rest of your life? Now, I'm not saying go to a year program, but I'm saying give yourself 60 days, give yourself 90 days, and then try sober living for 6 months all year. But give yourself a chance. Put yourself ahead. Put yourself ahead of the rest of the pack. So if I have to be like, all right, I'm going to quit this job. I have to disconnect from my family and all these old friends to get myself together. I'm going to go to treatment for 60 to 90 days. I'm going to take the suggestion and go to sober living for 6 months. You've just increased your chances of staying sober by 50, 60%.
Come on.
By just doing that. Just being open-minded and doing that. And I think a lot of people get hung up on when they get in these facilities, because I see it all the time. When they first get there, the first thing they do is they get their weight up. They've been there a few weeks.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look, their skin done got right. I done gained a few pounds. Got me some clothes. But my hand not rolling up no more.
And once they go from that stage of I got my weight up to now I want to look good in treatment. Now it's a fashion show.
Watch
now
it.
You got to remember now.
Versace.
You put a cap on yourself at 28 days. You out of here no matter what. In 3-4 weeks, you gone. Now, after you look good, you got your weight up, you worried about some money. Where's recovery?
I'm ready to go to work.
You can't even go on a job. You're going to steal if they put you on the job working as a cashier. Because you ain't learned nothing about integrity, responsibility, acceptance, gratitude. You never learned none of these things. But you ready to get a job that pays good and some money. You can't put me as an addict. After 28 days of not learning anything but just being abstinence from drugs, you can't put me working in Bank of America.
Why not?
I'ma steal.
Watch it now. You gonna do
I'ma
what?
steal because I ain't worked on myself.
He ain't learned
No
nothing.
development.
He ain't learned nothing.
I think, I've got 30 days sober. I can pass a drug screen. I'm good. That's all you're worried about? You could have stayed home and passed a drug screen.
I got a razor line and I'm full of cocoa butter.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm looking good. I'm ready to go to work.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy how us addicts think. But like I said, there's hope. When we get right, we are some of the best people in the world. We're some of the most caring, loving, thoughtful people that they have around. You know? So
That's a good point, man. You know it was hard for me, Joe, them emotions I sent on vacation a long time ago. Boy, when I got clean and he came back to visit, I was around there crying all the time.
Yeah, you remember when I told you when you was trying to act tough? He tried to get tough with me on the phone. One day I called him at work. I addressed him about something. I'm really trying to do it in a way that within the guidelines of how we do things.
Yeah.
He get me. I don't want to talk. I'm not sensitive like that. I'm not like that.
Ready to cry.
And I had to let him know it's okay. I love you. It's okay.
I started crying.
Like it's okay for you to be. You can be, man. You can be a real man. Can be vulnerable. You can, because I understand who I am.
But that's not how we grew up. They told us that was soft.
Nah, they was wrong.
They was wrong now, bro. I cry all the time now. I just cry just to do it.
It was wrong, man. Yeah, it was wrong. You know, a lot of people, bro, who I thought would.
LB, that's a nice shirt. Oh, thank you, my brother.
Hell yeah.
It's all right to cry, man.
Yeah.
It's all right.
A lot of people who I thought would look at me different would be like, I don't want to deal with this new person you are. You know, I was ashamed. I was feeling like I would be humiliated and this and that. But this person that I'm becoming, you know, like those people now are back in my life and they're like, Joe, I salute you for doing what you're doing. So sometimes you got to give time. You know, we always say this. My greatest presence is my absence. When I'm not around, it's felt. They feel it back home. You know,
you know what, too? Them amends, I was so nervous to, you know, right my wrongs. And you know what? All they want me to do is keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. You don't owe me nothing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Man, boy, God, something else. I ain't lying.
Yeah, that's why they put step 12 where it's at, because the debt we owe to society as addicts, we done did so much wrong. So the debt that I owe is to do service work. That's the rent that I pay for the space that I take up here on earth. Like, I have to be constantly helping other people. I have to view things like that because there's no way I can rectify all the damage that I did in my life. It's no way. I messed up kids' life. I messed up women's life. You know, I was a bad co-worker. I was a bad father. I was a bad son. I was a bad husband.
Brother.
I was a bad brother. I was just a bad person all the way around. You know it's bad when your phone don't ring and when you call people and they don't pick up.
Or when they pull your name up in the phone, they don't want to push in. Don't want to deal with you. Start to text you, but don't send.
Yeah, man, that's a hurtful feeling, man.
Nobody want to deal with you. That's a hurtful
feeling, and you know what? I can't soak in that self-pity and be like, oh, people don't want to deal with me.
I'm the victim.
I'm the victim. I'm playing the victim. No, I did this to myself. I crashed and burned. I tore down every bridge in my life. I messed up those relationships with those people. I burnt those friendships. I borrowed money knowing I ain't going to pay it back. Not just from people, but from places. I did that. You know, that's my fault. I did that. That addict way of thinking, always thinking that I can get ahead. I'm going to win in the end. Or not even win in the end. I just need a win right now.
Yeah.
I just need a win. If I can just win right, if I can get away with this right now, I'm good. You know? And
don't worry about leaving. I don't care. They're going to be looking for me.
The whole city looking for me.
Sure.
The whole city looking for me. I ain't care. I ain't care. I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Running and playing.
Running. Come on, man. Yeah, bro.
We ain't living like that no more, man.
No, we don't have to.
Our information is reliable today. People are allowing us for good information.
Yeah, most definitely.
Holding these meetings, the newcomer, just to keep learning, keep evolving in this newfound peace, man. Because guess what, man? Resting on my laurels ain't going to get me nowhere but a place of trouble. You know, I got to keep evolving. I got to keep studying my greatest opponent, me.
Yeah,
My greatest opponent, man. Can't nobody hurt my feelings because I hurt my own feelings.
Yeah.
But that's something you tell me. Man, stop downplaying yourself, man. Yeah, you're going to make it happen. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You're a king. You're royalty.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I want to walk around with my head down, want to cry.
Yeah, because see, it's this disease is cognitive. So it's cognitive, all right? So it's 90% mental, 10% physical. And I have to know that. So
The breakdown.
I am worthy. I am good enough for things. You know what I'm saying? I am deserving of a better life. I got to know that. And so once I start to think like that, I start to feel like that. And once I start to feel like that, I start to move like that. And when I start to move like that, that energy comes back. It's reciprocated.
You're a vibe. You turn into a vibe.
Definitely. People like to be around me.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because I got a coworker, you know, that try to give me the blues at work. But you know what? When I'm not there, ooh, guess who be missing, man? You know, but I'm a vibe to them, man. Yeah. You know, I help flowers grow. Yeah, that's my flowers at the job. That's my therapy. Yeah, that's known as LB flowers. You know, that's my therapy. And power of the tongue. Yeah, I speak good on myself, man. Yeah. You know, that was me and you watched that experiment at the cottage with the 2 roses that they treat in a controlled environment. Two roses was growing in a controlled environment, same amount of light, same amount of water. But in one rose, they spoke death on it. They played music with negative vibes, and that rose perished. And on the other hand, the rose that was spoken with love and prosperity and calm, loving vibes flourished. So power of the tongue, man, is definitely real, man. Yeah, man. Every day, man, we're going to be prosperous. Even to the ones that pray on my fall, guess what? Lord, let them find peace through this situation. You know, I love them. I pray for them. Let them be prosperous. And they see. Ain't no more ill will no more, man. I wake up happy, man. I love everybody. I got a whole lot of love to give. And you know, something else I got from you. If you could hate somebody for any reason, guess what?
You can love them for that same reason.
Come on now. You ain't heard that. If you could hate anybody for a reason,
you can love them for that same reason.
Come on, man.
That's one of the things that I got to be able to do. Like, I got to be able to love every person that I encounter because God created all us as creatures, one of his most precious creatures. At the same time, we say this all the time, like about the bird. We have so little faith. So little faith.
Watch this one.
When a bird,
check him out.
When a bird lands on a branch, it doesn't put its trust in the branch not breaking, but in its own wings to fly. So doesn't your Heavenly Father love you more than the birds in the air?
Come on, now you ain't heard that.
If he provides that much faith in a bird that lands on a branch, what you think he instilling in us?
Come on, man.
You know, so I have to know these things. I have to know that I am worthy. I am good enough.
Take flight,
I am deserving of a better life. I am worthy of it.
Take flight, baby.
And when you start feeling like that, man, it's a beautiful feeling, man. Those nights that promises start to reveal, and God start working not only in your life but in the people's lives around you. And I'd be like, I always knew God, and that he had a son that died on the cross for us, but I never had a relationship with God. That's a totally different thing now. You know, when you rely on God for certain things, when you rely on him for everything, when you have conversations, a lot of times I catch myself walking down the halls in these recovery centers, and I just go to praying. You know, I just go to praying like, man, just help me. Please help me get through the night. Help me help these people. Like, let them not AMA. Let them, you know, just like certain things. Like, you just start to pray. You know what I'm saying? And that was the biggest thing for me. Like, I had a hard time of not wanting to hit my knees or not taking time out to do those things right there, those small things in life that's so pivotal, you know, to my recovery.
That's a good point you made, because what I was struggling at was identifying my higher power, my God, with the pictures I was raised up seeing in the Catholic Church. You know, I actually shared that in a meeting, you know, the God of my understanding. My God pulling up in a box Chevy. You know, hopping out, mouth full of goals, like, LB, what you tripping on? I got you, homie. Chill out and get out my way, man. Let me work.
Right.
But that's the God of my understanding. You know, that's what helped me go to sleep at night. That's what helped me keep practicing tolerance and patience with people. The God of my understanding, who is all knowing, all powerful, all mercy, all forgiving. You know, my God don't condemn me.
Right.
You know, all he do is keep working with me, loving me.
Yeah.
You know, and giving me the free will to choose right or wrong. You know, that's the God of my understanding.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know if they know it, but guess what? Boy, they in trouble with this podcast.
Yeah, most definitely.
Ooh, they in trouble.
We're gonna give it raw and real and uncut, like the way it's supposed to be.
Felons with wings, baby.
Yeah, felons with wings.
Felons with wings.
And straight to the point, man. A wise man once said, "Don't go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and leave a trail." I mean, you got to make your own mark.
But what a smart man do? Learn from what?
A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from another man making mistakes.
Ooh, come on with it. Where the fire extinguisher at?
Yeah, most definitely. So you don't have to make that mistake. And a lot of people look at it like, oh man, you can't look at it like that. Don't view people like that. Like, don't view people downfall, like, you know, or whatever. But sometimes I need to place every tool in my toolbox. If you going through something, I don't wish that it happens to you, but if you go through something in life and you fail at it, or it just didn't turn out good for you, I can use that as an example for me not to do that. There's nothing wrong with me using it. It don't mean that I prayed for that to happen to you. It don't mean that I prayed for your downfall. I just know that would work for you, didn't work for you, ain't gonna work for me. That's all it is me understanding, me acknowledging that, you know. So I think a lot of people get it misconstrued with that, but
you know what, though? Guess what? We can't give it all to them on the first episode now. Yeah, we can't give it all to them now. Yeah, they going to want this action. They going to want that smoke. We got to hit the brakes, man. Hit the brakes, man.
Somebody hit the brakes.
I'm trying to tell you, man, we thank y'all for coming and supporting us. God definitely pleased y'all in our life. Thank you.
Yeah,
my brother, it's always a pleasure, man. And but they in trouble, Joe.
Yeah,
they're in trouble, man.
It's gonna get better as we go. You know, as
we all learning this.
Yeah,
this all learning. You know, crawling, man. We crawling, man. But God made it a way to where the content gonna be there. The content there already. The support system there already. Yeah. We gonna keep God first. We opened up with a prayer before we started.
Right.
You know, so God don't play about us, man. Yeah, all W's. Catch us on all major platforms. The Shakeback podcast. We on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X3, Twitch, Instagram, Chiller. Whatever kind of platform, Spotify. Yeah, Birch is going to be real, man. We ain't even start reaching out yet. Yeah, we just going with the flow right now. But when we start touching these communities, man, like, yeah, that's not LB. That's not Joy. That's not Birch. That's not Ryan. You hear? Yeah. There's a whole new walk, man. No gram like the program, baby. We putting up with it, man. We putting up with it, our Birch. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man. It's going down, man. Mark, baby, it's going down, Mark. Yeah, we shot me out. You heard? Yeah, we in a disclosed location. But we definitely in Reedville, the beautiful city of Reedville. Population is 35, and 5 of us is in here now. But it's all good, though, you know. I mean, ain't nothing but love, bro.
Yeah, most definitely.
Ain't nothing but love, man. We're about to put Reedville on the map, man. Hosts and co-hosts from Southwest Louisiana. Shout out Lafayette.
Yeah, Lafayette to be north side Lafayette.
Yeah, the north side of Lafayette, man. You know, we from east side of the thruway, so you know our side is the best side. You know, shout out Truman.
Country.
Shout out the Acres, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. VZ McComb. Yeah, we shouting everybody out the Zip Crop. Yeah, man. It's been a long time coming, baby.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And like I said, bro, this only gonna get better with time, like everything else in life. So y'all just stay tuned.